So Chris has just bought a new truck, or should I say 2 new trucks, and he's had issues with it starting, and he's bought some new batteries for the vehicle. He's changed these maintenance-free batteries, but I said you can't just do that because it's fitted with a BEM, which is battery energy monitoring. So what we're going to do now is get Jaltest from Eclipse plugged into the vehicle, and we'll see what's going on with the fault codes, and we'll need to reset his batteries. So let's get into this. Right, let's see what we've got going on here. Have we got any faults on the dash to start with? So we'll have a quick look now through our menu control switch here. We'll go into information. If we go around to battery status, it's got 30% in it, but it's discharging. His issue is they're brand new batteries. They shouldn't be doing this. Well, it depends what the state of charge is on the batteries, and really we need to reset the batteries if they're brand new batteries. So we'll get onto that now. So we'll just get our VCI plugged in. We'll check the old pass-through pin checker. We've got powers, grounds and CAN, which makes me happy, and that means it'll talk to the laptop. Right. Let's see what we've got going on here. We've just done auto VIN identification. This is now 2017, so we'll click on BH. Then we want BEM, which is battery energy monitoring. We'll connect to this. Now the truck's saying its state of charge is 30% on the dash. If we go to measurements, we'll just select all our measurements and we can have a look. So it's saying here that the charge level of the battery is 32%, but there's 12.5 volts and 12.3 volts. So I'd say that's 90% charged, not 32% charged. So now we know his state of charge is 30% apparently, but the batteries are actually pretty much at 90% capacity according to the voltages. We're just going to do a battery level charge reset. There's certain situations where the instrument cluster does not display the battery's state of charge correctly, so we'll just do this, I think. So it'll take a couple of days for this to actually kick in, but hopefully this will then sort everything out for him. I'm going to do this because the batteries have been changed for a like-for-like battery, same amp hours, same capacity, so why are we even changing any of that? So as you can see, the initial conditions here that need to be met is between -10 and -2. Well, we're there, so this should be alright. So we've reset his battery charge level on the dash. That should be okay for Chris. And that's all we need to do on that. Now we've reset the state of charge on the batteries, let's have a look what it's saying on the dash. Right, let's get this key on. See what we got going on here. Oh, helps if we use the menu switch first, doesn't it? Right, what do we want? This, and then we want batteries. Well, doesn't that look like what the batteries have actually got in there capacity-wise? Well, I'm happy with that. Right, let's get out of here. So we've got a coach to do this morning. Gotta love a coach. Especially when it's got a Packard engine in it. So you might ask what we're doing today. Why am I doing a coach? Well, this particular coach I came out to and had a look at. He keeps having short circuit faults with his injectors. So we're going to be fitting 3 injectors this morning. You might be thinking, why are we changing 3 injectors? I'll tell you why we're changing 3 injectors. I haven't had much luck rectifying this fault before without changing the injectors. Last time I had 3 injectors tested and they all tested fine. Within half an hour it broke down again, and yet again the only remedy for this was changing the injectors, and that's what I suggested to the customer today, and that's what he's agreed with. So let's get into this. So to get to these injectors, I'm just going to whip this boost pipe off here. That should give me a bit more room then to get to the rocker cover. I think we're going to have to take some sort of plate off from the inside. God knows, we'll get into that. So we'll have that off, and we'll have this one off. We'll have that gasket too. So now that's out the way, should give me a bit more room to lean in here. Luckily it's injectors 1, 2 and 3 that we're changing today, because no one can seem to figure out which one it is that's causing the fault. So this is the plate we need out to get to the rest of the engine. Getting accustomed to hanging around with a 5mm Allen key bit now. So this is how we'll gain access to the rest of the rocker cover here. And then hopefully I'll be able to do all the injectors from out the back there. So we'll, wonder why that's dangling there. Took that up there for him. Found it, fixed it. So yeah, we'll go and get some tools. 12mm, 11mm, can't remember. So we'll get this off now, see how we go from here. Hey, I'm going to get my steps in here today, aren't I? So now I can get to the other 6 or 8 bolts at the front, which I couldn't reach from the back. So we'll go and lift this out now from the back, and we can start on the injectors. I'll take this with me, because no doubt I'll need it. Right, can we get this off? I'm so glad they changed these to plastic on the model year 17 onwards, because these aren't exactly light. Oh, this is an amazing idea, isn't it? I know why they take engines out of buses now, even if it needs an oil filter. Right, can we get it out the top? No. Well, I think that's going to have to do. Luckily, we only need to get to 3 of them. Absolutely paranoid I'm going to drop something in here, so we'll just put that there. No doubt I'll forget that's there, and then it'll get sucked into the induction. Right, let's get these rocker levers out of here and get the injectors out. As much as I can reach 1, 2 and half of 3 with the gun, we're not going to get these back ones. So we're going to have to use a shallow socket and a ratchet. I'll just loosen them before we undo all the other ones. Right, let's have these rocker levers off. That's 1. We're going to need a bigger box. It's 2. Let's move these along a bit. And number 3. Thank you. So now we've got our rocker levers off, we can get to our injectors and our injector plugs. We'll be as careful as we can with these because they always break if you go too hard with them. So the only thing left holding these injectors in now are the injector pipes or tubes and the retaining bolts. We'll be replacing the retaining bolts, we'll be cleaning out the injector sleeves, and then we can put our new injectors in, get the QR codes off them, or data matrices as they actually are, and then we'll put the tubes back in. Anyway. So we need a 21mm spanner and a 19mm spanner, or a special tool. These fit on here, easy peasy, or you can just reach them like this with the rocker cover off, luckily. So they should be rather accessible. And then the 19 is for the other end of the union. So we'll crack all these injector pipes off now. So with our pipes now out of the cylinder head, well, far enough away from the injectors that they'll just slide out, we'll get the retaining bolts out. So we'll be using these special tools to clean out the injector sleeves today. We'll particularly be using this and also the injector puller. Now we'll swap this over from MX-11 to MX-13 and we'll get these injectors out. That's the MX-13 adapter. If you want these, they're available in the shop. I might stop going on about it one day. So we'll just be using this special tool now, which has got like nylon bristles on the end. This won't cause any damage inside the injector sleeve, but it'll clean out all the debris that's in there from the injector sealing ring. So we'll get this done now. So we'll just give the injector sleeves a quick blowout now. We'll also blow any oil out of the retaining bolt holes, just in case when we're torquing it up it causes an issue there. So we'll get on that. So I'll just use my phone and my borescope now to check the work that I've done. And the hole. Yep, that looks good to me. Next one. And the hole. So I'm happy with the condition of the injector sleeves now. We just need some injectors. There we go. Direct from Delphi. Oh, right. OBD. There we go. Ignition. Yep. Right. Let's go code these injectors. So we want auto VIN identification, obtain the VIN automatically. So it knows it's a bus straight away, which is brilliant. All we care about is engine. We'll go to PCI and connect. Now we're going to go to parameters and we're going to go to injector coding. We're going to modify the parameters today. Yes, I've accepted the terms and conditions. And we're doing injectors 1, 2 and 3. So I don't know what's gone on here before, but we've got 3 injectors to put in this engine today, and we've got 5 trim codes, 1 with an error. I don't know why we've got an error on that, but we're going to modify that now. Number of characters, 38. Yeah, right, like I'm going to be putting 38 characters in here. 1 scan tool, 1 injector. There you go, not messing about. So, injector number 2. Thank you. And this injector code starts EX. And finally, injector number 3. And this starts EC. As you can see, the parameter setting sequence has been finished. They've all been coded to the Vehicle Configuration Manager control unit. And just to make sure, I'll go back into parameters, back into injector coding, and I'll read the injector codes just to ensure that 1, 2 and 3 have actually been applied to the vehicle. So they've all been applied now. I'm happy with that. Right, let's get these injectors in. So we've scanned our injectors in, we've done the trim codes. I've just lubed the oil seals now, so we'll drop these in very carefully. And then we can put our injector clamps on with our new retaining bolts. And we'll run these in. I'm not going mad with these because we're going to torque them up in a minute. So we'll send these to 30 Newton meters now. So on. And then we're going to set this to 90 degrees. One down. Injectors are in. Clamps and new bolts are torqued. Wiring's in. We'll get the rocker pedestals or rocker shafts in now. Make sure all our push rods line up and we'll go from there. So we'll just run these in. And now we'll just torque all these to 50 Newton meters and then take them through 90 degrees. So they've all gone through 90 degrees now and they've all been torqued up. So now all we've got to do is the fuel pipes. So we'll slip number 3 in. And that's the injector pipes. So we've put our injectors in, we've retorqued our rocker shafts, we've retorqued our injector pipes. I'm now just going to clean up all this face round here for the gasket so it seals correctly. And then we'll get the rocker cover on and get them torqued. Right, let's lift this into position and then we can check the gasket from the back. Our rocker cover on now. We'll go and get a socket to start running these down, and I think the torque setting's 20 Newton meters for these bolts. We'll start in the middle somewhere. Oh, it's like being blind. So I've done up to there, we'll just do these ones. And one more, or is it? I think there's 2. Right, is that all of them? Right, let's slide this access hatch back on. So we'll put our breather pipe back on the rocker cover now. And the only thing left for us to do now is the boost pipe. I'll take this out of there because I need this to clean up the mess I've made here. One gasket, one boost pipe. I'll get this done up first. That'll do. And this one here. Three injectors in, all coded and tightened. Are you going to start? This can't be normal. Someone tell me this is right. Well, that was 20 minutes. Stator charge and injectors on a bus. Brilliant. But anyway, if you want to keep up with me in the week, you can catch me on Instagram. And as always, if you thought this was a good video, give it a thumbs up as it really helps the channel. Subscribe if you're not, and I'll most probably catch you next week.